Right. And when you say that, I mean, are you like comparing this to the actual VCs who are actually funding a project?
Yeah.
So they, because I'm not actually sure how they work. My assumption with the VCs was always that they would invest into a project and then they would be aware of the risks of investing. But I didn't know that they could actually set the terms in that they don't have to fund the project with the full amount that they said they're going to fund. So they could actually do that in batches as per the depending on the delivery of the milestones and the progress. So is that actually how it works then?
No, so in this space, like different VCs fund for different ways, right? But in general, if you look at the tokenomics of most of the projects that launched over the past 2 years, the allocation being set to the public, to the community, is actually for always, more often than not, far lower than the ones that have gone to seed investors, to angel investors, to private sales. Some of these might be VCs. I mean, the earlier might be VCs, but later on down the line, after you get to seed and private, they're just really well-connected groups. You need to know who the right people are to get involved in these sales. And the underlying goal is to flip the coin. So they end up more often than not dumping on their own community. Again, the people who get hurt are the people who believe in it the most. Absolutely. And that's why we do better.
And we all felt that. We all felt it to some extent. I don't know about you, but
especially now. Especially now, right? You can even look at the token dumps happening per date, right? But with Imbue, you are saying, I'm going to give you, let's say I'm going to give you $10,000 of your 100,000. I'm going to give it to you, but then you only get 10% immediately because you've defined you only need 10% immediately, right? And then I vote since I gave you 10% of whatever you needed. I vote and say, okay, I think Claudio did what he did. Or if he didn't, here's some feedback why. So you decentralize the VCs, you decentralize the private sale. Fundamentally, what DeFi was trying to do with democratizing trust, with DeFi and traditional finance, we're trying to do with the VCs. We're trying to say, why should you get funding from select individuals if your main goal is funding and not other things that VCs may or may not give you? If the underlying problem you're trying to solve is funding, go for the community that believes in you the most, because they're going to be the ones that drive you on the most.
Right. No, okay, I understand. That's really, it's an interesting vision. And I do have some questions in relation to that now. So
please,
do you foresee, like, how do you foresee looking for potential companies that you guys would want to invest in or work with, let's say?
Cool. Yeah, I mean, that's so cool. I wish I can share my screen here, because what I've been doing, I've been going on these Twitter spaces, and there's so much interest, so much passion about Web3. People want to get involved, and they're like, I'm not a developer, how do I get involved, right? There's so many problems people are facing that decentralization can help with. And what we're trying to do is we're trying to build a platform to drive that innovation, right? It doesn't matter how you do it. The underlying question is why. Why do you want to do it, right? Yeah. Once you have a why, the other answers of how and how do I get there and when, all that gets solved, but you need the why. And what we're trying to do is we're trying to get in touch with people in this space, in the Web3 space, but also in the traditional Web2 space. So much interest in the Web2 space, but they don't lack the expertise and they lack the knowledge and the know-how of getting, but at least they know the why, right? Once that's why we partnered with Cybergear. They've got so many contacts in the Middle East region around projects who want to build. But not only that, they themselves are going to propose ideas and build on it. No, that's all our partners. Every partner we list will have to demonstrate their value from day one, not day 30 or day 365. What are they doing from day one? That's why when we launch, you know exactly what you're doing with the utility of day one. So we are trying to get these people onboarded, propose their ideas, drive that innovation.